this lesson, we will learn about God's redemptive plan for heaven and earth. What is the thing you most look forward to in God's new heaven and new earth? In the closing chapters of Isaiah, God promised that He would create a new heaven and a new earth that would endure before Him forever. The unfolding of the fulfillment of this prophecy is presented in John's vision of the new Jerusalem coming down out of heaven to take its place upon a renewed earth. The vision shows an entirely new order of existence. It is new in that it is the redeemed order. It has taken place of the old. It is a creation that is renewed and brought to the glorious consummation for which it is intended. In verse 5, God speaks from His throne, "Behold, I make all things new." And that brings us to our key verse for today, which reads, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death, or sorrow, or crying, or pain. All these things are gone forever." Revelation chapter 21, verse 4. The sense is that the old heaven and earth have vanished and disappeared. The latter had come to take its place, and God intends that it stay forever without ever reversing into a negative direction again. And John also recognized that there was no more sea. The ancient mind feared the sea as a place of terror and chaos, and it was to be avoided. Evil beasts such as Leviathan, who represented the enemies of God, lurked in this sea. And the fact that the sea was gone points to a new creation that is orderly and absent of conflict or evil. The Apostle John saw the New Jerusalem, God's holy city, descending from His presence from heaven. The city is God's place for renewing and refreshing His people after both their turbulence and success. It has no tears, sorrow, or pain. It is a place where we never die and wickedness is totally shut out. God Himself specially prepared it for His people. This is no ordinary city. The new home for God's people is excellent beyond all our human imaginations or dreams. God has declared that He will never leave us nor forsake us, and this is a reiteration of the covenant promise God gave to His people, which now at the consummation of the age is being fulfilled. The word tabernacle used in this text does not literally mean the physical temple or sanctuary described in the Old Testament. Rather, it figuratively referred to the idea of God's dwelling place, glory, and power, tangibly filling up this renewed world that He created for His people. The consequences and impact of a fallen human nature and society will be no more. God's presence in the new world becomes the light that dispels all forces of evil and destruction. The concept of Emmanuel, God with us, will once again become an everlasting reality in this new world. The fall in Eden brought with it death, sickness, and poverty. The Bible teaches about three types of death: spiritual death, which is the result of broken relationship between God and humankind. Physical death occurs when our spirit is separated from the body, and eternal death occurs when sinners depart forever into condemnation by spending eternity in the lake of fire. But in our new home, the scriptures reveal that all these kinds of death shall be no more. John is saying that all life begins in God and ends in God. Paul expresses the same thing in Romans 11, verse 36, and Ephesians 4, verse 6. The water of life here is a gift that can be taken freely. The section concludes with a challenge to the readers to recognize the difference between those who are faithful and those who are not. That is to decide to become an overcomer. God now declares that overcomers will be His children, and He will be their God. This expresses the intimate relationship between the saints and God. The water image of the passage form a stark contrast. The unbelievers will be thrown into a lake of fire, but in the end, believers will drink from the water of life. So here's our lesson. We are drawn to things that are new home, new clothes, new job, new babies, new cars, even new car smell. There is something appealing about starting over. It provides hope, anticipation, a clear outlook, and excitement. We appreciate newness, and if such excitement exists in receiving new temporal things, which are here today and gone, broken, stolen, or old tomorrow, how much more excited can we be about the forthcoming new heaven